Well, hello everyone, Texie88 here and welcome to another review. And now I'm looking at Turbo Girl, aka Turbo Bike from Dynamic. Now, I've actually quoted both titles because it was called Turbo Girl originally, but when it was re-released on budget, it became Turbo Bike, but for some reason they still kept the loading screen saying Turbo Girl. Which sort of makes me wonder whether they actually really bothered to do anything about the fact that there was a changed title. Came out in 1988 originally, but I believe got re-released on budget in 1990. Although I'm not 100% sure about that. Might be 1989, but again, I'm not absolutely sure one way or the other. But either way, it's a dynamic game, as you can tell by that logo near the bottom right corner. Although it doesn't say dynamic, I recognise that logo. So I'm expecting this game to be hard as nails. So let's take a look at it. Well, this music's quite nice. A little bit of suggested harmony. Let's redefine the keys. Up, down, left, right, fire, jump, pause, abort. Let's give this a whirl. Right. So that's how you, I just jumped then. Well, parts of this remind me of the shoot 'em up Iridium. Obviously that was horizontally scrolling, this is vertically scrolling, but jump over that gap. Oh, poo, I forgot, I didn't manage to jump in time. I suppose it's all right. I mean, nice use of colour, and they managed to do it in such a way that they managed to minimise on clash. It's quite often enjoyable when programmers manage to find a way of getting colour into Spectrum games, because so many of them are offered in monochrome to get around its clash issues. Oh, bollocks, went the wrong way. Well, at least it doesn't put you right back to the shit. At least it doesn't put you right back to the very start. I went the correct way that time. Bullets are generally easy enough to see, which is good, because although they have put colour in, there is an element of monochrome to otherwise there'd be attribute clash all over the place. God bloody hell! Look at all this jumping. It's not exactly the most interesting game in the world. And for a dynamic game, for some reason I'm expecting it to be a lot harder than this. I mean, look how far I've got, and this is the first time I've ever played this. I mean, with other dynamic games, I'd be really struggling by now. Oh God, that's where I'm going to start to struggle now, is it? When I get to a really tiny little platforms to jump on. I can sort of keep the fire button held down in order to keep firing, but it's a bit intermittent. trying to figure out why sometimes I'm not dying when I get hit by bullets. I mean, I can't see anything that suggests I have an energy level. The only reason I've decided to give the Spectrum version of this game a whirl is because I've just this moment watched a YouTube live stream by YouTuber Yellow Belly, and this was one of the games featured on it. Although he did the Amstrad CPC version. Oh, bull crap! Why do I get the feeling I spoke too soon about it being being not particularly difficult? Because that bit's actually a bit of a challenge because of the really small platforms. Oh God, I got hit there. Ah! Okay, I think I might be taking back what I said about the difficulty. That bit is going to be a chore, a raw pain in the arse. I can just see it because you've got so little space and you have to land the jumps just right. It kind of reminds me of the bit when you're on the dinghy at the start of Navy Moves and had to position yourself just right when a pair of mines are as narrow as they can be, where there's just that one sweet spot where you have to get it just right in order to not get blow up into a million pieces. Hit detection's good by the looks of things. Damn it, I took a hit there. I'm still keeping an eye out for some kind of energy bar, unless it's just a case of oh bollocks. In case there's something that suggests visibly how many more hits I can take, unless I just have to count and use that as a basis. I would have preferred something visual in that regard, but oh God, oh, they were just gone. Now I definitely take back what I said about it. This game is. I thought this game maybe was just a bit more bearable in the terms of in the difficulty department, but there are elements where it's still a little bit on the tricky side. But it is a big help that the hit detection's not terrible, because the last thing you'd want in a game like this is bad hit detection. Graphics are quite nice, as I said, nice use of colour, and they did a great way of managing to get smooth scrolling with well, smoothish scrolling. It's a little bit of a lunge to the scrolling, but not too bad. Oh God, I'm thinking, oh, it's this bit. I have to remember to go left there. Oh, no, this game is actually a bit on the dull poo sticks. Generally, the controls are responsive. Timing jumps can be a bit tricky, especially when you've got either a fairly large gap or one of those where there's very little room to manoeuvre, like you saw. Right, I didn't think I'd be able to jump across that. I thought I'd jump across to that bit on the left and then to the right, which I believe is what I did last time I reached that section and in the previous playthrough. I better not go that way, I'm going to get trapped, aren't I? Well, maybe I could have jumped over that, but I'm not chancing it. Oh, a little bit of slowdown there. Oh God, here we go. Here's this bit with the tricky jumps. Ah! I actually quite like the way it gives a bit of a pause before the scrolling restarts when you first respawn after having lost a life, because it gives you a bit more of a chance to get your bearings and realise where exactly you are in the level. I mean, it doesn't send you right back to the start unless you made no progress whatsoever, but those are such narrow platforms. No, it's slowing down again. I don't understand why it's slowing down. There've been more enemies than that on screen at other points in the game. Oh, bloody hell. God, I actually made it that time. Oh, goodness me. Ooh, boss. Not exactly the most visually interesting boss in the world. Oh, I can shoot those shots. That's handy to know. I'm presuming that those satellite-like things are getting in the way and I just have to shoot the flame bit while avoiding these bullets. I have that having been said, even though this is a dynamic game, I'm actually really impressed with the use of colour. Because remember, Spectrum graphics and colour can be quite a challenge unless you use some very clever techniques. But then I'm really step on it and get ready. Oh god, oh bloody hell. Oh my goodness. Oh, how am I going to do that? That's too big a jump. Oh shite. Right, so that's Turbo Girl, aka Turbo Bike, for the ZX Spectrum. I suppose it's okay. It's well, I say okay, but it is a bit tricky in places, being a dynamic game, and especially when you get to that second level where you've got precious little time to react to that floor falling away, and it looks like you've got some really tricky jumps in that. I think the biggest problem with Turbo Girl / Turbo Bike is that it's not particularly interesting. I mean, the scrolling's fairly smooth. As I said, there's a little bit of a lunging aspect to it, but I've seen far worse scrolling than that. Graphics are nice and colourful. But by and large, it's just not particularly interesting. And as I said, this is a dynamic game, so there will be bits which will irritate you with some elements of difficulty. But I am quite impressed with the colour. It's just that the gameplay lets it down through being too difficult at times and verging on requiring precision perfect and pixel perfect jumping and precision, and the fact that it's generally a bit of a drab experience. So I'm going to give Turbo Bike / Turbo Girl 5 out of 10. That's for the Spectrum version. So hope you enjoyed that review. Catch you on another one soon. Texie88 out.